All right.
Okay, here you are, the people who are on time, get the introduction here. We have a jam-packed day today because we have two absolutely epic speakers. Kimberly Weefling, whose workshop has changed lives. Oh, this will be our 10th
For the
year
better.
doing this. For the better. This is a very important specification. And you will really enjoy this workshop, and that'll be 40 minutes, and we're going to start it. I'm going to get out of the way momentarily so that this can happen. And you will remember this. This is my prediction. And Kat Taylor, who, oh my goodness, works in two different things. She's the founder of, the head of the Beneficial Bank, and she is also the driving force behind the Tomcat Ranch for sustainable food sources as well. Very different views of what we're doing. I love the questions. They all got to see the questions. Yes, I emailed. Okay, I'll give you the hard copy. Really perceptive questions, and I think rather than read the questions at the end, let's take live Q&A. And
Sure.
Off to the races,
Okay, off to the
Kimberly.
races.
And
I love
I'll
this
get-
picture. Thanks for having me here today. It's really an honor. When I walk across Stanford campus, I say, why didn't my parents send me here? So this is maybe sounds a little bit bold. It's not as hard as it sounds. So-called impossible things. Human brains are terrible at imagining what's impossible. For example, you know that some smart person said, television, even if it were technically feasible, would never be commercially viable, would never be financially sustainable. And then someone who had, I think he was the guy who had 100 patents for radio. Of course, when radio was invented, some really smart person said, well, who would pay to send a message to no one in particular? And I'm a physicist, so I really love that Lord Kelvin, he's the president of the British Royal Society. He was famous for saying things were impossible as well. And some other super smart person said, we are never going to have a rocket leave Earth's atmosphere. So I have a collection of about 50 of these things that super smart people said were impossible. If you write me, my business card's over here. I'm happy to share the PowerPoint. I don't like to show too much PowerPoint because I don't feel power and I don't see the point. But let me just tell you a little bit about myself because somebody asked about my background in the Q&A. My dad was a welder. My brothers were welders. If I was a boy, I would have been a welder. But since I was a girl, I became an electronics repair person. I went into the Air Force and served my country, blah, blah, blah. Then I became a scientist. I studied chemistry and physics because I thought technology was going to solve the problems of the world. Little did I know. I joined Hewlett-Packard and found out, oh my gosh, I need human skills. I need process skills. I had none of that, right? 7 years of going to university for physics and chemistry, had none of that. So I was in HP. I did product development, program management for large mass spectrometers, analytical products. I also did manufacturing engineering, reliability engineering, favorite job, explosion testing. I exploded things. My mother would say, are you sure you're supposed to be doing that? You know, it was a test we had to do for our customers. I was bored at HP because it was so stable, a paycheck every couple of weeks. So I decided to join the Silicon Valley startups. Had 3 failed startups in 3 years. It's exciting. Every time I lost my job, I got a raise and a promotion. Until finally, I was working at a Xerox PARC spinoff as the vice president of program management, and I made up my title, organizational culture, because I finally realized the organization's culture determines what people can achieve. I worked for a bunch of different companies. But crazy, 12 years ago, the Japanese decided they really liked me. So I started traveling to Japan every month. Why? Why is a blonde woman, noisy blonde woman from the US, traveling to Japan every month? Japan, the economy is flat and population is shrinking. If you're a business in Japan, you have no place to expand except overseas. And then you have to hire crazy people like me and learn to work with us. So that's what I've been doing every month until I got tired of traveling. I was shocked at how badly projects were managed in the corporate world. You know, who remembers In Search of Excellence, that old book? Oh, people my age, okay. After seeing how things happened in HP and other supposedly great companies, I wanted to write In Search of Excrement, the crap that really happens in these companies. Because I was surprised at how easy it would have been to put us out of business. No common sense being common practice. So, most of my work is helping managers become leaders. Which one you want to be? Helping groups of people become real teams to achieve what's impossible. If you just look at a caterpillar, could you ever in your wildest dreams imagine that it would somehow turn into that? I mean, the world is full of examples all around us of things that seem impossible. One of my favorite studies was done in 2010 by people ask, can this kind of stuff be profitable? There's an organization called the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. Anyone hear about them? WBCSD? Okay, she's one, okay. So it's like 200 for-profit companies got together in 2010 and hired Bob Horn, who was a visiting faculty from Stanford, to be their facilitator. And they said, there is no profit in a world that's falling apart. These for-profit companies make up 10% of Earth's GDP. And so they did this scenario planning where they said, let's see, what's the best case and worst case? And what they found was, best case, in the year 2050, with population on track to be over 9 billion, best case, business as usual, we will need 2.3 Earths. 2.3 Earths of resources. Best case, 1.1 Earth. We don't have 1.1 Earth. Okay, so they said, we really need to do something dramatic. So if you want to know if for-profit businesses care about crises that can totally destabilize the economy, like, climate change, like billions of people may be displaced from their homes, like countries disappearing underwater or whatever, extreme weather events are happening. Yes, they do. Here's some companies. You notice any familiar logos there? Who sees a logo they recognize? Yeah, these companies care about profit. And they care about the future of society and planet Earth because there's no profit in a world in chaos. So they said, we need to change. We need to change, and they made a plan. You know, Vision 2050, Action 2020. Unfortunately, they're off track on every single metric except 2 or 3 of their dashboard. But I want you to realize how hard change is. So let's just stand up. Just do a quick exercise, or you can stay sitting if you really don't want to. Everything is optional, right? I invite you. Okay. So, first thing, each one. Just cross your arms in front of you. Cross your arms. Okay, look down at your arms. How's that feel? You know, you do it the same way every time, right? Now look down at your arms. Cross them the other way. Some of you can't even do it. This is an easy exercise. How does it feel to cross your arms the other way? Different? Any emotions? Weird?
Weird.
Weird? Strange?
I need a flow chart.
Need a flow chart. Okay, now, what happens when you try to get people to change? They feel weird, strange, different. What do you think normal human wants to do when they feel weird, strange, or different? Go back to the old way. Sure, why don't we go back to fossil fuels? After all, we've used those for a long time. They want to change back. So this is my nightmare. You come and you learn how to do impossible things, and you go out of here, woo, Kimberly, that's change. And then you change back. Total waste of time, right? So please, what you need to do is say, that feeling of uncomfortable, that is a signal that you are making progress. So here's what I want you to practice. And I make my Japanese colleagues do this, so you have to do it so I can tell them people in the US do. When you feel uncomfortable, I want you to shout out, woohoo, I'm changing. Okay, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Woohoo, I'm changing. Okay, it's optional, but it's like a bonus round. Okay, now, So before you sit down, find a partner who looks weak and tired. Okay, just find a partner. Face a partner. Two people. Raise your hand if you need a partner.
Oh, good, yeah.
Who needs a partner? Look around. Who needs a partner? Come on up here. Is this your partner? Everyone have a partner who wants one? Okay. Okay, one more person. You're my partner. Great, lucky day.
Well, we have one more, yeah, great.
Is there? Okay, good.
Oh, you
So,
scored.
so just shake hands with your partner. Nice to see you. Look at them. So now, I would like you to turn back to back with your partner. Turn back to back. You don't have to touch butts. That's optional. Okay, I want you to change 3 things. Practice changing because we're all going to need to change if we're going to change the future of planet Earth. Change 3 things about your physical appearance. Don't get naked. In France, you have to say, don't get naked. Turn around and you're missing a 3. Change 3 things. Change 3 things. And then, after you're done changing 3 things, I want you to face your partner and guess what they changed. Just see things. Don't make it too hard. Don't make it too hard. All right, so go ahead. Face your partner and guess what they changed.
Are you done? You put those there. Did you change 3 things? Are you telling me that did you change? I noticed. So that's 1. Can I see it? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm from Pennsylvania. My family hunts a lot, so I don't advise you to do that in hunting season. Okay. So you can all sit down briefly. Just don't go for away from your partner though. Stay close to your partner. All right. Now that was a simple change exercise, right? Please raise your hand if you were able to change 3 things. Everybody can change, no problem. Oh, it's so easy, right? Now, please raise your hand if you're already changing back to the original. We just talked about this, people. We just talked about this like 5 minutes ago. When you change, the first instinct, you want to change back, right? You want to change back. And we have got to keep pushing forward. Do you know people who used to make horses and buggies? They didn't have jobs when automobiles became popular. In only maybe 10 or 15 years, horses and buggies were replaced by automobiles. Now, I feel for people who lose their jobs. And were you going to stop progress of cars in order to preserve the jobs of horses and buggies, people? We can't do that, all right? We need to find other solutions. Somebody asked about what do we do about the jobs. We have to continuously learn our whole lives. I'm not doing anything close to what I used to do when I first graduated from school. All right, you changed 3 things. Now, just sitting where you are, change 10 more things. Oh, so why all the laughter? What are you thinking? What's the immediate thought?
What can I do?
What can I do and what else? Who said it's impossible, right? First thought in our brain, it's impossible. Can you just take your hair and go like this? That's 10 things, people. So I just want you to notice, though, how automatic it is for our brain to say, what? Can't even imagine it. Because the first question we ask ourselves is, what can I do or how? That is absolutely the worst first question. The first question we should ask, well, let me just use this pumpkin to give you an example. Because if I say how, well, let's see, who's really smart? You're really smart. Come on up here. Right? You know about pie charts, pie graphs?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Alex.
Is it really? I know it's Alex, I know you. Okay, so I picked on him on purpose. Now, Alex, this pie chart represents 100% of all knowledge, all wisdom in the entire universe, everything any human being can possibly know, including yourself. I want you to graph how much you personally know out of 100% of everything in the entire universe. Do you want a fine point pen? It's okay. Nice! That's the smartest guy I've ever met. How much is that?
Less than 1%.
Less than 1%. I love it that you approximate even though you're an engineer. Good job. Okay, so now if I tell Alex, hey, I have a big crazy dream to transform planet Earth by engineering climate solutions. And he says, well, that seems impossible. I can't think how that could possibly be done. Should I quit? Oh gosh, Alex thinks it's impossible. Should I quit? What? 99% of what he doesn't know could make it possible. So do not, even smart guy like Alex, do not listen to him. Okay? Much smarter people have said things are impossible that were later made possible. So this is also why we work as a team to do impossible things. So think of baseball. Did anybody watch the Astros? I hate sports anyhow. So the baseball team, imagine you're one person and you're playing against the whole baseball team. Are you going to win? No way. And imagine, suppose you have 9 people, but they're all great catchers. Are you going to win? No, you need a diverse team to work on impossible things. And you need to, magic thing there, listen to them. Listen to them. Okay, I'll just do a little demonstration. So turn to someone sitting beside you and raise your hand if there's nobody sitting beside you. Turn to someone, you pair up again. Pair up again. I'm going to show you how people kill ideas. Who needs a partner? You need a partner? Can you come up and be partnered with one of these people? Yeah. Okay, so everyone hold up your hand with your partner's hand so I don't trust you. Let's make sure you really have a partner. Okay, good. Oh, 3, no 3s. Okay, only 2. So please partner with one of them. And then you're my partner. Anyone else? Okay, good. So here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to practice killing ideas. So, yes, okay, so you can stop holding hands now, guys. All right, so in each pair, one person is A, one person is B. A, raise your hand. B's go first. Okay,
Oh yes, you have to go first.
I want you to tell your big, bold, amazing dream for the future of planet Earth. Okay, so you give one idea, and then A, I want you to kill it. I want you to hear their idea and then say, yes, but, and tell them why it's not possible, it's not feasible, it's too expensive, governments will never support it, corporations will never fund it, humans will never do it, all blah. And then you tell your better idea. So then B, you kill my idea. Okay, so you give idea, I kill it, I say yes, but, kill it, give my idea, you say yes, but, kill it, give your idea just for 1 minute. Enjoy going to the dark side and killing ideas. So talk about your big, bold dream. B, big, bold dream for the future. Kill it, another idea. Are you ready? Go.
then you just keep
How's that
sitting.
work? You make progress? A little bit, maybe? That's how good, smart people kill your ideas. And they don't do it to be mean. They do it to save you from disappointment. Okay? Because they know if you have a big goal, big dream, that you might not get there. And you have to just say, that's okay. I can handle disappointment. What I can't handle is a life without hope. Hope is what keeps people going in the face of what's seemingly impossible goals. Now let's just try a really small change with a big impact. That's what we're looking for, right? In climate change, we're looking for small changes with a big impact. All right, so let's tell the idea for the future of planet Earth. Save your objections for later. We're going to have the ideas get bigger and bigger, and later we can kill them if you really need to, right? But in the beginning stages, when the ideas are young and fresh, let's make the ideas bigger and bigger and bigger, and later let's choose which of these 1,000 ideas to prototype, and which of those 100 prototypes to take to the next stage, and which of those 3 to roll out to widespread solutions locally, regionally, nationally, globally. So let's just do a small change yes but to yes and. So no objections. He tells me his big not crazy. He tells me his big bold dream for the future, and he has a lot of bold dreams for the future. I tried to kill him, sorry about that. And then I'm going to say yes and another bold dream, yes and another bold dream. Just 1 minute like this, okay? 1 minute. I just want you to feel the difference, the possibility thinking and generous listening can make. Are you ready? B starts again. Big bold dream, go.
B starts again. Yeah, but now I have to. It's such a good idea. Yeah. Like quiet. I don't like how the method is getting out of mind. It sounds really good. The way to fix things. Yes, it's basically like a little like square bubble up and down, right? Or do they come out when you were in it? Essentially,
Okay, so what was different about that? Shout it out. It was fun. What else? Better.
Got to hear more ideas.
More ideas, got to hear more. Right. There's no downside. It's just listening. It cost us nothing. We needed no budget for this, all right? So this is what we need to do, is create a divergent conversation for possibilities in the absence of any evidence it's possible, without knowing how, talk about the future, talk about possibilities, and then later we can converge and choose which to fund and which to execute. Now if you combine idea generation with idea evaluation, judging it good or bad, or is it feasible or not, if you combine idea generation with idea evaluation, here's what you get. It's called premature convergence. It's not a good thing, right? Anything with this word in it can't be a good thing. Okay, so we are going to expand the possibilities, and of course we know some of these possibilities are not so-called feasible, but we start with the end. And I'll just show you a picture that I think really helps to envision why this makes sense. All right, so let's see. All right, so this is where we are today, and we keep saying, what should we do next? What should we do next? Incremental changes to make a better future. Wrong question. The question is, where do we want to be 5, 10, 20 years from now, like the scenario planning people do? And then, once we have a clear, vivid image of where we want to be, why it matters, who are the stakeholders, and what exactly is success in the future, then we work backwards from there, and we find out, oh my gosh, here's where we need to make a change. So if you want to create things that seem impossible, you do not start today and say, what should I do next? You start in the future, and you get people thinking, you know, it seems impossible, and I can't imagine how, but this is something worth working on. And we're going to do like I did in all my years of university, go for partial credit. I never got 100% on any exam, okay? I still graduated. Partial credit for the impossible. And when you talk about why, just remember this pumpkin, all right? Oh, I have a pumpkin. Leslie wants it. I want it. You know, it was just Halloween. We both want it. We only have one pumpkin. What should we do?
Share.
Split it in half, really? There, Leslie. Did you want half of a pumpkin?
Yum.
No. She wanted to make a jack-o'-lantern. I wanted to make pumpkin seeds. Okay, this is just a little appetizer for what design thinking can do for you. Start with the big why and get to something beyond some compromise, right? Start in the future, work backwards. All right, are you ready for your final exam? Final exam. We need to each have one of these ropes. I hope there's enough. Ladies, you promised to help me. Everybody needs one of these ropes and a partner you're willing to be tied to for at least a couple of minutes. So please, ladies, do your damage. Every person, thank you for clarifying. Each person. Oh, you can help too, even though you're not leaving the house. Oh, everybody gets one. Okay, so you're going to put it. You need a partner. Everything requires a team here. That's the problem with impossible thinking. Each person needs one. Each team needs two.
And while you're
You need
getting
a rope, raise your hand. All right?
Okay, yeah.
While we're getting organized, I want to announce for those who weren't on the class list, you know, auditors and maybe those who didn't read it. We will be walking over to the treehouse after class. Anybody who's interested to join for dinner. You're paying for your own dinner.
Yeah.
If you take it. But
Okay,
you
please.
only can. So join us after.
Hold up your rope if you have a rope. Okay, yeah, you both need one. Hold up your hand if you don't have a rope. Okay, back there. Please give one back there.
Is it one per team or one?
Nope, each person needs a rope, so two per team. Okay. So maybe you can demonstrate this with me. Right? Come on up here. Now, this is the starting position and this is your challenge. We're going to start like this. Right? So we're going to start like this. Now here's the goal. I want to make the goal so clear. Because if the goal is not clear, it's very hard to make progress. So everybody, this is the starting position. You can be sitting or you can be standing. You can move around the room wherever you want to go. Now the goal is, don't do this, right? The goal is for all of the pairs to be separated. Everyone in the room separated from their partner. Now there's some laws. Do not break the law or you go to jail. Okay, so you may not, don't let anybody remove these from your wrists. Keep these on your wrists. Do not untie the ropes. Do not cut the ropes. And the most important thing is do not cut off your hands. Okay? Your goal is for everyone in the room to be separated from their partner. Is the goal clear? Okay, go ahead.
I don't think we did. This isn't right. This is not right.
Wait, is that gonna work out?
I don't think.
It is possible. I've done it. You must believe.
How do you do that?
I just know because it's going, like, yeah.
What is it? I think they step on something. They take something.
Oh no, if I do that, then you're going.
Wait, when I try to step into it, I think if I do that,
Wait, is there any way I can like put this over you?
I can do it.
Oh, and then
I can't think of it. I think there's no
Back to here.
You want to say?
no, stop.
Yeah, there has to be a way.
Why do you keep trying to go in there?
Wait, how did you do that? You don't have to tell us. You can go get everybody. Well, I don't know. Because we did it like that.
Wait, oh no, stop! No, I need to be
Oh, I guess they're named.
Damn, that's so loud. I don't know if you did that.
Yeah, no, that's too easy.
Come out, get out. Yeah. I can't do this for you. Get out of line. Get out of line.
I don't know, okay? Do you see anyone else?
So when I was in there, if I was
And then still like wrapped up in your body.
I can put it in my other hand. This is valid though. It's not against the rules.
I don't know how to go in there. I
You have to have the roof is
You don't have to do it. You just have to slide. Here, you guys, I think we can figure it out. Yeah, just pull it through. Right? Or in the middle of the room? So wait, we'll do it. I don't know, maybe wow. Okay. Alright, yeah, anyway, so like...
let me try it. You can hear it if you get back.
Flip it over my hand.
We never go through that hole. You can't go through that hole. No, on that. What did you do that?
Okay, please stop there. If everyone do it. Except for my friend Faye. Okay. Let's go through this because this is a metaphor. This exercise is a metaphor for how it feels, sorry, Leslie, to go through working on a really tough problem that does not give you any sign of progress until it's solved. Let's figure out what happened. At the beginning, when you first started, what did you guys do? I saw all kinds of really enthusiastic, trying things, experimenting, prototyping, working on it. And what happened? Nothing worked. Okay, it's like, oh, we were so excited though. We had hope and we were gonna do this thing, and then, what did you start to think? Hey, wait a second, Kimberly's tricking us. Probably this thing is impossible or really, really difficult. Then, from across the room, did you hear people going, yay, woohoo? Then you realize, oh my gosh, somehow European Union solved the climate change issues and we were saying it's impossible. Whoops! Or Asia somehow made a breakthrough. All the time we were saying it can't be done. And then are we happy? Not so much. Because now we know it's not impossible. We just gave up too soon. Then, when you were almost finished, what % progress had you made? 0. So when you just like 10 seconds before you solve it, there's absolutely 0 evidence you've made any progress. This is the most frustrating kind of problem to work on because you can't see the needle moving. And you know what? Finally, suddenly, hey, we solved it! Like in a couple of seconds. How did most of you solve it? A hint. You got help. You worked together. Now here's what usually happens. The first guys who solve it are always like, yeah, we're good, we solved it. But what was the real goal? Everybody has to be separated. So then we have to remember, hey, we can't just save our part of the planet. We need to go and help first world countries, second world countries, developing countries, emerging markets. Everybody wins. We're all living on a giant rock flying through space around a big fiery ball. Okay, there's no